You've just arrived to the welcome party, your exclusive invitation to pop culture.
Maybe let's sing that a little bit cleaner.
I counted to 3.
Maybe
I
let's
counted
sing it
with
a little cleaner.
1,000s.
Yeah, did you spell out 1,000?
This is
There was
someone's-
so much time.
This is someone's first episode. I'm so sorry.
Welcome to season 2.
God, the amount of claps that Cole is going to be so pissed off at after this.
I'm just leaving all this in at this point. Okay. You just arrived. Oh, I'm sorry. You've just arrived to the welcome party.
I already said that.
Oh, we're here to directly combat.
That's him.
He's not saying anything.
Let's just have one clean take.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Why did you say hello?
All right, lock in.
Okay. Locked and loaded.
Woo! Point for Alex. Okay, hold on.
Okay,
We're
so
beaming
sorry.
up. We're beaming up. We're beaming up.
Okay, focus. You've just arrived to the welcome party, your exclusive invitation to pop culture.
We are here to directly combat pop culture gatekeeping and to throw a video podcast party matching your favorite fandoms.
And if you haven't checked out the party theme yet, don't worry, we haven't either. We're a show all about an intro to pulp culture. Pop culture. Not pulp culture. That's a different kind of thing.
All the
Pop
times you yelled
culture.
at me.
And
And for what?
And we'll let you know. Did you want to start again?
I really don't.
And we'll let you know when spoilers are coming up.
Today's party theme is Pokémon Concierge. I'm Alix Catherine, your host, moderator, and gate-crashing party queen. With me as always.
Hi, I'm Cole. I'm a Twitch streamer and your personal geek color commentator.
And I'm JPG. I'm a pop culture educator and consultant. And if you can hear him, that's Jomini Crockett.
Yes.
If you can hear the cricket, grasshopper, whatever
Cricket.
is cricket. Okay, the cricket is just going right now.
I don't think grasshoppers make that noise.
You know
Maybe
what?
it's a rugby.
I'm not outside
Sports
a
joke.
lot. I'm not outside a lot.
What did you say?
I said maybe it's a rugby because cricket's a sport game.
She's not wrong.
You're not wrong, but it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't.
You know.
Even
not a-
Jomini stopped.
It's not a good joke.
I think Jomini is the best because it annoys Cole and Anthony so much.
Well, it's
during
just
editing.
it's like wrong. Like it sounds. My mouth can't even make the right note. Like Jomini.
I also think-
Jomini.
I also think the worst thing about the cricket showing up on our recording, because we are essentially recording outside, is that he doesn't even start until we hit the record button.
But he also waits for us to clap when there's no problem.
Yes.
He's very considerate. He's an distinguished gentleman.
He's a what?
An extinguished gentleman.
That's also what I thought he said as well.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay,
It's
cool.
the
We're gonna
sound.
we're
An
gonna leave it there.
extinguished gentleman.
Hey, if you can correct Cole on social media at Welcome Party Pod, or just put it on one of the comments of our YouTube right now.
Oh, I think Jomini might be correcting him.
Jomini might be correct.
Jomini was the first one to correct me,
But you can also.
but they're not telling me what I did wrong. So he's a gentleman. I know gentleman's not wrong.
Are you sure?
What an extinguished gentleman.
That was for you, chat. That was for you.
Is it not extinguished gentleman?
We should probably
That's
talk
the
about.
sound. What is it? An extinguished gentleman.
We should probably talk about Pokemon Concierge.
Yes.
By the time that we were recording this, this actually came out last week. But so I think by the time that you're hearing this is about 2 weeks from now.
Or seeing this.
Yes, hearing it or seeing this. Thank you. So Pokemon Concierge, we've actually talked about this before on the show. We talked about the first 4 episodes. They released 4 more in the same exact universe, following Haru and all of her friends on the island. And yeah.
So I'm going to back us up for just a bit here,
Sure.
in case, because it is intro. So if you go to watch it, first of all, I tried to find season 2, thinking
There
it
is
was
not
season 1 and season 2. It is not. It's a continuation of season 1. So when you look on Netflix, you will find it all under season 1. Don't let that confuse you. The other thing to note is on season 1, it has all 8 episodes and the trailers that were teasing the second 4 episodes. So don't let that confuse you either.
Yeah. No, I was so annoyed because I was like, oh, Pokemon Concierge. Boop, boop. Where's season 2? And I literally almost messaged like, hey, guys, I don't think we can do this episode because they haven't dropped yet.
I thought we had the wrong dates too. Which
And
I understand now that both of us were technically insulting JPG's scheduling skills, and we should have known better because
And
that
that's
would
what
never
we
happen.
should be focusing on right now.
or if JPG knew this well ahead of time, he could have been like, hey, guys, don't be surprised when you go to push play.
He was literally in the
We-
room with me and went, "It's right there."
We talked about this show on a previous episode where we only reviewed 4 episodes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you see that season 1 has 8 episodes,
Okay, that
Hold
was
on.
so long ago that I remember we talked about the show, not how many episodes we talked
you know
Yeah,
what
oh.
wasn't so long ago? Pokemon releasing in the late 90s, specifically first in Japan and then into America, where the craze really took off.
That was
uh,
such
with
a long
Pokemon
time ago.
Red and Blue. So we are coming up on almost 30 years of getting to celebrate Pokemon.
You might say my thing anyway. It's totally fine.
Sorry,
We're
I
just
had-
moving forward.
I had to
We're just
put-
totally talking over me. It's totally
I had
cool.
to put a little bit of education in.
Yeah,
this
let's do
as
it.
well.
You did.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I
was
just-
it? I thought you
yeah.
were going to quiz us.
Yeah, no, I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, is the quizzing over?
The quizzing is, what was the first episode that you should have started with, Cole?
Episode 5.
You
Or
are-
episode
you-
1 if you want to backtrack and rewatch, since the episodes are really short.
They
Yeah.
are very short, which is something that I love about this particular series. It is not a time sink at all. If anything, my biggest gripe for this is that it should be longer.
Yes.
But the amount of time that would take in order to build a product like that is insane. It's like Leica levels of insane.
So I'm going to pause you for a second.
Sure.
I'm going to flip us to Cole.
Oh.
It's my favorite game.
The flipping of to Cole?
Yes, because I know I'm going to go right back to JPG in just a second here. But Cole, here's the question for you. For the people who don't know what Pokemon Concierge is,
Mhm.
why don't you explain it to them?
All right, it's this lovely island. It's like a hotel specifically for their Pokemon where trainers can leave their Pokemon to get taken care of as they go live their lives. Because taking care of Pokemon is a real big thing. Now, it's a place for also the trainers to connect with their Pokemon, and it is this great thing. And the concierge are the people who, at this hotel, take care of the Pokemon, make sure they all feel great, be able to play, have fun. And it is, do you want me to go over the stop motion or just the plot?
Plot. We'll start with plot.
So plot. It's following this dorky little girl who's discovering self-worth. And
I
the
mean, I wouldn't call her a little girl. She is. It is very much implied that she is kind of a corporate powerhouse.
Or was.
Oh. The way I thought she was like 14.
No.
No.
I can't tell ages of this show.
Young, but in her career powerful.
So like early 20s?
Probably.
Yeah, I would say early 20s.
This is the oldest cast of Pokemon in the history of the show.
You're not wrong.
That's why I was like, oh, they're kids. Because I didn't think anything of it. Because it's Pokemon.
Look, in Pokemon World, I totally understand like your logic because
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, you're 12, off
Well,
you go.
like, I mean, you get emancipated at 10 years old.
Yeah. Here's your Pokemon. And then she was like discovering it for the first time. The one thing I do miss is the battling. Though we did
Nope.
get it in season 2, which made me giggle so hard with the background music that played. But yeah, that's the show.
All right, JPG.
What would you like to know?
He explained the plot.
Sure.
So now let's explain what makes Pokemon Concierge different from other Pokemon shows that we've seen in the past.
So first and foremost, this is going to be a stop motion original net animation, or an ONA, and stop motion specifically because they're using. This is not animated in the traditional sense. These are puppets. Well, they refer to them as puppets being made in order to manipulate the puppets on screen. It's a really great mixture of felt and it looks like clay as well too.
That's the smooth.
or
So if you
clay-like
guys watch this,
properties, yeah.
what JPG is referring to, and I think it is really cool and important to acknowledge, is the different Pokemons I know you're going to yell at me for Pokemons, but the different Pokemons,
It's already plural.
It is already plural.
it's not plural.
You
Yeah.
know this.
I know. I just like saying it because it bothers you, and all the internet is going to hate me and leave all the comments on there. You can tell the different textures of them.
Yes.
Like there's one where like, oh, that's definitely got to be felt, and it makes sense because that Pokemon is furry or has
how Arcanine's
some kind of
fur is
texture.
clearly cotton.
yeah, it's really cool to see. And then the little water one is like nice and smooth. The one that
The
like
Cieli?
The Spheal
that one
or the
too.
Celio?
no, the
Celia.
little one starts with a W, I think. It goes and it spits water on things.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Are you talking about Mudkip?
Yeah,
Okay.
starts with an upside down W. I was so right on that.
She was correct.
But you can absolutely see the different textures in the Pokemon. But anyway, please continue with what you were.
Pokemon, by the way, I wanted to look this up as well, too. It's called a plural tantum.
That's how bad you
Uh,
fucked up. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
And we couldn't even get 10 minutes into the episode without Cole cursing.
We haven't.
Thanks, YouTube, for demonetizing us, by the way.
No!
We just hit 10 minutes. So now
So-
Cole has to figure out how to edit the beginning of this in order for that to make it after 10 minutes.
Or I just bleep it, and it's like, I was so close!
Alex, what was your question? I'm sorry.
Oh no, you were schooling me on plural tantrums.
Tantrums. Plural tantrums, yes.
You were having a plural tantrum about my plural
Yes, I
tantrum.
was having a plural tantrum. What was your question?
Oh, you were explaining the stop motion.
Yes. Okay. So, stop motion is a procedure in animation or in filmmaking or in TV making, where it is the positioning of a model in order to take photos, and those photos will then take up. Not slides, frames.
Mhm.
Those photos will take up frames, and then in order to make something move, it's 24 frames per second.
Now, I don't know the answer to this, so I know kind of, but I don't have the answer. So I'm curious if you do, JBG.
Sure.
How long does it take them to film a minute of a project?
Oh gosh, that's a and it's so funny too because I just did a retrospective with the Underrated Movie Podcast, and this is one thing that I could not answer.
Oh, can you tell what movie you picked? Like what'd you choose?
Yeah. Okay.
Choose, not choose.
We chose. It was Kubo and the Two Strings.
Good one.
Yeah,
It's such a good one.
I
love
love
that
this film,
movie.
but unfortunately, I was the only Asian person involved in that entire film.
What do you mean by that?
It is a joke that a lot of people say on the internet, where if you look at the voice cast, the only voice actors who are actually Asian, there are a few voice actors that are villagers. So George Takei
Oh.
was in it, and Hiroyuki
Yeah.
Sanada was in it as well, I believe. Yes. So I don't exactly know the answer of how many stop motion frames it takes per second. We would have to calculate how much time it takes to get 24 frames or 24 photos.
I will say, and I know it makes light of it and it's a joke of it, but the scene in Parks and Rec
Yeah.
where Ben is out of work and he like gets obsessed with stop motion and he puts all that time into it and then it's like 3 seconds long really is a great example because it is time consuming and his wasn't perfect. It wasn't pristine, right? When you look at these things and it's water moving and it's the clouds and the skies and things are actually like soft motion, like the fur in the wind, right? There's so much to it and it's so beautiful. But one of the things I kind of want to talk about, which I think is really cool, is the character growth
Sure.
in these first four to last four. I found the main character in the first four to very much finding herself.
You are talking about Haru, who is specifically on the Pokemon Island. The Pokemon Resort. So I want to use the proper name for this. So Haru is specifically on the Pokemon Resort, really to kind of run away from her problems.
Yes.
We find out in the first episode that she's running away from her job, her life, and especially the boyfriend that has broken up with her.
Yes, all of those things. And so I think the first episode really is that, like, it's just figuring out what she wants out of life and can she actually survive in this place. And I think there's a really cool shift between the first 4 and these 4 where, it's these episodes are so short, right? I'm not talking about a lot of time. So you're not going to see a huge difference in the character. But I feel like now she can do the things, but she doesn't have the confidence behind it yet. And that's a very different step in the learning process. Like I help, teach people or train people at work. And there's a point at work where it's like they know the answer, but every time they come to you with the question, they're like, I think it's this, but I'm just not sure yet. It's that confidence, but they know the answer. And I love to see that this main character, Haru,
yes.
Haru is at that point. I think it's a super cute show of growth.
The first 4 episodes are definitely about feeling in the wrong place, feeling out of place. What am I doing with my life? Lost, confused. Whereas, what Alex was saying, the next 4, it feels weird saying 4 because I feel it's like 5 to 8, but that's
episodes 5 to 8.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those ones are all about believing that you actually are doing a good job, and
it's really interesting too because as the audience, right, we can see that Haru is doing a great job, and the only person who doesn't believe that is Haru herself.
Yeah, well, okay. For everyone at this table, how many have been trainers at their jobs?
All 3 of us have been. Yeah,
and
at one point.
We have all seen our trainees have that same thing. They don't think they're doing it. When you're looking at them going, you're doing great.
And I love that, right? Because it's a natural progression, and it's something that, while children might be watching this, it's something that adults can connect to as well.
Absolutely.
Right? For me, I am blown away constantly by these episodes. And there are 2 things, right? It's the quality of the types of episodes that they are making, and it is the content that they are letting us get away with, right? Because Pokemon as a storytelling vehicle has a lot of rules about what they can and cannot talk about, right? We prime example, in Pokemon Red and Blue, in the very first games that were released in Japan and the US, I thought it was Red and Green. Let's just stick with Red and Blue in the US, right? Lieutenant Surge, who is the 3rd gym leader in the story.
He's one of the cards.
He is one of the cards, yes. He mentions that, things aren't the same since the war.
Yeah.
We never get reference to that ever again. And I'm absolutely sure there is some sort of rule about, okay, never refer to that ever again. As opposed to, we get an episode where somebody tries to abandon a Pokemon in a good place for good reasons, but specifically they are abandoning them because they've gotten too big and they cannot handle that lifestyle. That's so interesting, right?
Well, and it relates to a lot of people who I ended up with a dog and they outgrew my apartment, or I had a bigger living space, and because of current living situations and life things, I ended up in something smaller, and what that looks like or what sacrifices people have to make. And so often there is a lot of judgment online about what that looks like, and there tends to be a lack of well, let me help you find a solution. Hey, I work from home. Maybe I can help walk them, or whatever it is. People tend to judge, not to help. And so I think this was a really cool way of seeing the community be like, look, we understand where you're coming from and what your issues are. Maybe it's something we can help you with.
To counteract that, though, I love, what's her name? Miss...
the owner of the resort?
Thank you.
Miss Watanabe.
Miss Watanabe literally goes, if Pokemon evolve, Pokemon get bigger. If you can't handle this, you probably should never have had a Pokemon. And to counteract that, you're like, what? There should be people supporting. Expecting people's lives to be put on hold so you can support something when it was your responsibility is a horrible, and not horrible is the wrong word, is the mindset that you should not go into raising a Pokemon. If people want to help you, sweet, there's a good community. But you should be able to handle the responsibility of that Pokemon or of that animal. And I get so annoyed in real life where people go, oh, I want a puppy, I want a kitten. And then after a year, they go, no, they're rowdy, I can't do this. And then they just dump them. And you're like, bro.
Well, and those get a lot of trends happen that way too, because it's like Game of Thrones, and then so everybody got huskies, and huskies are not easy animals.
No.
We're coming up on Halloween season. How many people adopt and abandon black cats in this month?
Mhm.
Right? Like I love that they address these particular issues, because when it comes to the anime, while I enjoy the anime, I have personally aged out of it.
Yes.
Right?
We're not the target audience anymore.
Yes, yeah, and so if you are an audience that enjoys it and you are of an older audience, then more
Power to you.
right? But
I watch all kinds of kids shows.
Yeah,
we're-
same.
Yeah, and spoilers for the rest of our season, but one of the episodes that we're going to be doing is Pokemon Legends Z to A, right?
Mhm.
Where we once we dive into the game, it's tending to skew towards a little bit of an older audience, and while it looks like a preteen or a teen audience, it is still pushing the boundary past the audience that they usually have. And so I love that they took the time to address certain pieces like this. The other piece is reconciliation and really like confronting your fears. Because in the last episode, in episode 8,
Oh, that makes you
Haru's
cry a little bit.
boyfriend comes to the island.
Ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
Haru's
excuse me,
ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, I cannot be the only one who wanted that to be a messier episode than it was, right?
I was relieved. I was relieved it wasn't a messy episode.
When when she runs into him in the rainstorm, I went, oh, they are setting this up to not be great. Especially since her life is getting together. She's figuring herself out. Now here he comes back into her life now that she's done the work. And when the older John,
Oh, wait, what?
not dad, but the old guy.
Uncle Dan.
Uncle Dan, thank you. When he goes, she shouldn't be with him. I was like, oh no, here we go. He's going to be not bad. He's not a. He's
no.
just tired.
Yeah,
He's just
make the
very
point-
tired.
Okay, sorry, I got to look up his name also.
Uncle Dan?
No, Haru's boyfriend's
Oh.
name.
If it's-
Ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, ex-boyfriend.
I want it to be Tyler.
I wanted Pokemon to attack him, right? Like, not on purpose, but like.
Well, you mean Psyduck? I thought Psyduck was going to attack him.
Like he gets picked up and then dumped into the water, or
Yeah.
a Pokemon shoots water at him, or they accidentally light his shirt on fire a little bit and the Pokemon has to put it out. Like, I wanted a little bit of like, or the monkeys to give him a hard time, the 3.
Yeah, the Pansear, Panpour, and Pan. I always forget the plant
I
one.
said
always
fire
forget the
monkey, and
grass
then I
one.
got in trouble because
Yeah.
there are other fire monkeys. But
Okay,
There
so Pansage.
He's right here.
Pansage,
I know, he's one of my
Panpour,
favorites.
and Seer. Yeah. So when it comes to Haru's ex-boyfriend Kent, right? I liked that it wasn't messy, because because it's nice to see that sometimes.
Not surprised. He doesn't like
I
messy
don't
realities.
like messy and I don't like drama, right?
He's
So-
literally like, can't they just hug? And you're like, no.
But they
No.
did on this one, and
They
I'm
did.
okay with it, right? Because sometimes people just grow apart, right? It's heavily implied that both of their jobs were very stressful. And while that is not an excuse, it is a reason why this didn't work out.
But they might now.
I don't know, like, because Ken seemed kind of nice, and that might have just been like the right person, wrong time sort of thing.
Okay. So,
Also, to raise an Arcanine.
but here's the thing. This is the red flags for me that I don't know if they're trying to show his growth and where she fills in the missing pieces that he is lacking in his life. But his Arcanine had dry paws, and she knew to get the ointment to fix the dry paws. And when Arcanine was stuck in the slide, his first thought is, I need to help my Pokemon. I'm going to pull you out. And the Pokemon would grimace. He's like, what am I doing wrong? And she's like, his paws.
Yeah.
And he went, oh, that's right. And it's either he's forgetful, but he's unattentive. He's just thinking of things, or she's filling in the missing pieces.
Maybe he's a boyfriend who just didn't pay attention to the details.
Right.
Right.
But with this cast being so, there's no extra characters introduced in this show that aren't needed. So I feel like he's going to be more important.
I will say I thought they wasted Elisa a little bit this particular
Yeah.
quote unquote season. I liked that she was like, I'm younger, but I'm hard nosed, and like I'm here to work here part time, and like you got to listen to me because I'm awesome. I loved her attitude. right? And so I don't know, like I kind of felt like we didn't get enough time with her.
We didn't get enough time with really either of those characters, but definitely
Tyler
her
as
a
well,
lot
yeah.
more.
Mhm.
One of the things I think was really cool though in the ex-boyfriend stuff was he kind of acknowledges like her happiness. Like you didn't smile like this when we were together, right? Like there's a difference in herself and I think that's so important because people do get lost in relationships, right? You change. At the end of the day, I'm not the same person I was when we met. You're not the same person you were when we met. Like
Right.
you grow into each other and you change. And though when you break up, you have to figure out who you are. And for her, she didn't just break up and have to figure out who she is on her own. She had to figure out who she was in a different location, different people around her, different job, right? Like everything in her life changed, but it gave her the ability to find out what truly makes her happy without those pressures.
I did have a logistics thing that I was kind of confused about.
Okay.
Okay, so is it explicitly stated in episodes 1 through 4 that Psyduck is a Pokemon without a trainer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused as to how Psyduck got there to this island. Was he like naturally occurring there? But we have the episode with Shinx and Luxray, and Shinx is one of my favorite Pokemon, by the way. And we have them get off the boat. Their trainer's not there. Do Pokemon trainers just send their Pokemon there for
On the boat.
vacation?
Yeah.
Like without, but like it is heavily implied that also trainers come with them sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Right? I just thought it was kind of sweet that you're like, oh, you battled so hard, right? And like,
Go relax.
and now I'm building the headcanons that like, oh, they were probably just in a tournament, and now they get to take a break and all that.
The thing that I loved in the first episode of season 2, so episode 5, was when they said, "You got this, plus the Pokemon can help." And I was like, okay, so she's gonna be like giving orders and all that stuff. Those Pokemon in this, like, so Pokemon have always been sentient. They've always been helpful. They've always had their own opinions. But this episode, it kind of felt more on the nose of them going, nah, we all work here. We got this.
Yeah,
Here."
or like they were just down to work even though they were on vacation, which I
Yeah.
very much respect them. But if I was on vacation, I'm not doing any work.
I have a complaint. Can I give my one complaint?
Sure.
I complained about this while we watched it, so you already know. But I feel like in the very beginning of the episode with Dan, they were like, oh, how did we not hire enough, or they didn't hire enough people to drive the boats?
Oh,
And then we meet Uncle Dan, and Uncle Dan is like, oh, yeah, I used to be a fisherman. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Uncle Dan's going to drive the boats. We've solved this problem, and you're going to see his seal Pokemon.
Sfeel.
His seal Pokemon Sfeel.
Sfeel and then Celio.
Sfelio.
Sfeel, like sphere and seal.
Yeah.
Sfeel.
Sfeel.
And then Celio
Celio is the one
is
with
the bigger
mustache.
one.
Okay, we're not there yet.
And then
Let's focus
Walrein-
on one.
Walrein would be the third
Who
one.
is he now?
Celio.
Celio. So we would see Celio like riding with the boat as he drives to sea and then swimming back with him back to the thing, and it would be perfect because he'd get a ton of swimming time. Uncle Dan would have a job. He fills a need. All set up beautifully, and then it never happened. And I was so mad that they hired him to work at the resort, but didn't give him the boat job that was like it was all right there.
So this is how I interpreted it. He will do the boat job.
Yeah,
It's
probably
just-
episode 9, 10, 11, and 12.
It's just he had to learn about the job first, which was part of one of my favorite aspects because she is coming into her own. He's an older person who has done the job. And he was like, no, she's great. She's teaching me so many things. And I loved that he was learning all the other aspects of the job. So, because it seems like all the concierges do everything.
Yeah.
So even though he will be Boat Dan, he will still
He
have
better be
to-
Boat Dan. I'm going to be so upset if he's not Boat Dan.
He's got to hang out with his Pokemon. But how did you guys feel? I connected a little bit to the yelling scene when he's helpful and he's telling everyone to stop and he yells and he scares everyone. How did you guys feel about that?
I liked it because it showed another aspect of the Pokemon world, right? That sometimes you just cannot control your emotions, and that extends to family, friends, loved ones, and pets, right?
Mhm.
Which, I say all of those because that's what Pokemon are: family, friends, loved ones, pets, right? And so, you're talking about the fight with the two Metagrosses,
Yes.
and Dan
Which,
is
by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's the scene where they played the Pokemon battle music. And I'm watching this episode going, they literally put in the fight music. I love this so much.
now what I would have wanted to see instead was that Dan directed Celio in order
fight?
to fight the both of them and try to break them
It
up.
would change the show, though.
In the sense where Dan now understands that his size isn't something to lament about.
I mean, but Celio kind of did, because Celio stepped
Yeah,
in and
he stepped in,
stopped
But I wish
a big part of it.
there was a little bit more Pokemon flair to it, right? And so, with and I I hate to say it in this way, but Pokemon very much depends on like family pet cockfighting. And so when you have a place like this and you're like, "Oh, at the Pokemon Resort, Pokemon rest." Well, what are they resting from?
No, Pokemon is in this weird position right now where they know what their brand is, they know what the game is, they know why people love it, but their movies, they're trying really hard to not highlight it. There's this show, and then there's Detective Pikachu. Now, the animated series will always be the battling because it's for kids and it's episodic and you got to keep them interested. But for the movies, like, remember, Detective Pikachu, they didn't battle. They had underground fighting rings.
Yeah, there were essences of battles,
but
yes.
it wasn't what the show was about.
Mhm.
And I'm still waiting because Red is in Detective Pikachu. I am waiting for that
Oh,
moment.
that's a card too.
I didn't know that Red was in Pikachu. I'll have to look
Also,
that
the
up.
cards I'm referencing are Pokemon TCG Pocket.
You
Yeah.
have Red?
Yeah.
In
For
TCG
real?
Pocket, he's a 2-diamond. It's not very hard to get him.
He should be harder. Red is like the shit. Red is
His card is in almost every one of my decks.
okay.
so.
Red. I'm old, so Red will always be important to me.
Well, I especially love it, right? Because you play Red in Red and Blue,
Yeah.
right? And then you play against Red in Gold and Silver if you can get to that
You know,
point.
when I beat him, I literally was like, I
Oh.
beat myself.
It's heavily implied that that end game isn't for the faint of heart. Okay. So I will say, kind of as just like a wrap up a
Yeah.
little bit,
Perfect.
that with Concierge, I think it is going the right way for narrative Pokemon stories. Explore the world, flesh it out, give us more media that puts us in the Pokemon world, but doesn't necessarily have to be about violence or battling or competition, right? The Pokemon TikTok or Pokemon social media has the best examples of this, right? Where it's there's a really famous video that they made where it's an Eevee that runs up to you the second you get home from work, but your Litten is the one that's kind of like, I don't really care that you're home. And I like that. I want to see more of that, more of that, a little bit of that slice of life. Give us an Animal Crossing that's Pokemon.
Oh, that'd be my dream.
Give us give us a Stardew Valley that's Pokemon as
Actually,
well.
no, I agree with that. Not the first one.
What?
Not,
You wouldn't want an Animal Crossing?
No. But Stardew, I do because it's this. It's giving you the ability to choose the cutesy, I don't want a battle life, or the battle life. Stardew Valley lets you have that decision. So for that, I love.
But I feel like all of Pokemon gives you the battle life. So if you want to play the battle life, you can play it. And having the Pokemon Animal Crossing gives you finally an opportunity to be cutesy.
I disagree only because if it's the newest Pokemon, that means there's going to be new Pokemon you've never been able to do. And it's what everyone's going to be playing. Because remember when we played that...
I mean, if I would say I would do it with like only starters on the island, or maybe the first 151 kind of thing, where it's not new Pokemon, it's just a new Pokemon game, kind of like the Hello Kitty Island.
In a world, this is my biggest beef with Nintendo right now, but is when we have a world right now where Fortnite is able to give us different modes, doing You can do cutesy stuff. You can do battling. You can do racing. You can do playing music. You can do all of this stuff on a for free game that people can pay for the cooler stuff. With Pokemon, the graphics have not changed in like 20 years.
Disagree, but continue.
About the graphics part?
Yeah?
Okay. It's changed intermittently. Like, it was 1v1 battle, and then all of a sudden it was open world, but that's it. Nothing's really...
Well, the fighting style maybe hasn't changed, but the graphics have absolutely grown and improved.
But nowhere near... When you look at what other games are like, and then you see what Pokemon's doing, they can do more. Especially now with Nintendo's the Switch 2, seeing what those graphics are, and then seeing what the new game that we're going to be covering, how those graphics haven't changed much. You got to go harder in the graphics department.
I agree, mostly because we have the capabilities.
Yeah.
But, I mean, did you ever play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or Pokemon Ranger?
I don't even know what any of those games are.
So they're off of the mainline games. And so with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you are a human who gets isekai'd into a Pokemon.
Oh.
And it's up to you in order to make other Pokemon's lives in the wild better.
I want
As
to play
opposed
that.
to, yeah, it's great. And then Pokemon Ranger is you are a person who is out in the wilds. I think you have one Pokemon with you, but your job is to temporarily befriend Pokemon in the area in order to solve problems for them.
Oh. Okay. I mean, it's cute. For me, it's going back to the Stardew Valley aspect. I would love a game where you can choose to be either cutesy or battle, not forcing you to be one or the other.
That being said, though, I think you had the best final wrap of Pokemon Concierge. I absolutely agree with everything you said on that aspect. It is a really cute show. It is really amazing storytelling. And I want to say the animation, but it's not animation. The stop motion of it is absolutely gorgeous. Highly, highly recommend. Cool.
Yeah, no, the stop motion's really great. The story points of each episode is starting to turn more and more towards Bluey or oh my God, help me, he has a star shirt.
Steven
Steven
Universe?
Universe?
Steven Universe, where they're for kids, but at the very end of the episode, it's heavy it hits heavily in the emotional aspect or the mentality aspect of life, like burnout, feeling overwhelmed. These were all big aspects of season 2 of Concierge, and that is something you usually only see in shows like Bluey or Steven Universe or other shows that I'm pretty sure right now on the internet you're screaming like this show, but they're not the norm. There's a reason you're thinking of them. So it's doing the right thing. It's going up there. I agree with JPG. These need to be longer episodes. Not longer episodes. I mean longer seasons. There needs to be more.
I want it to be longer, but then I want them to hire a much larger team in order to make sure.
I don't want the same 4 people having to do more work.
Yes.
I would very much like Netflix to give them a budget so they can actually do this correctly. But the show is doing really well, and I am very excited to see where the next 4 episodes go, if not more.
And with that being said, all the best parties do have to come to an end, and this is the end of the welcome party.
We're going to be back next topic. Oh, man, what's the next topic? I just
You didn't look at my email?
Oh, my Lord.
She sent an email, dude.
You didn't check the calendar?
Look, here's the thing. I never do, so Alex,
Yeah.
I apologize for not reading the email or seeing the calendar and all that work that you do.
I'm very excited.
He ignored the fuck out of me.
Absolutely.
In honor of season 2 ending around that time, we are going to be talking about the first 5 episodes of Kaiju number 8. This is a newer anime, and you're going to be following Kafka in his journey in order to protect his home. So, if you think, actually, no, that's your line. I'm sorry, Cole.
He ignores me.
I know.
Takes my lines.
I would quit if I were you.
If I just stood up, fingers out, and walked out,
I'm out.
What would you
Imagine
do?
if you actually quit in that moment.
What would you do?
I honestly don't know. I would feel so guilty.
I'd end the show.
If you think anything you saw tonight is worth the cost of one coffee a month, please consider joining the Welcome Party's Patreon.
Our Patreon does have 4 donation tiers, and your support goes to what topics we talk about on our Patreon exclusive content. You'll have access to short form kickback episodes, some longer form soiree episodes, and even chances to pick our after party games. And all of this will be on Patreon. We send out links every couple weeks for you.
Anthony does so much work
Anthony
editing
does.
the Patreon.
Yeah, shout out to
he
DJ
kind
Anthony.
of brags about how much work he does compared to how much work I do for you guys. I'm
You
giving
should
him the
watch
look.
both and then let us know whose edit you like better.
Do it, but don't do it. Do it, don't do it.
All right, guys, that is it for the welcome party tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And remember to next time, bring a friend. Bye.